Love Park, where just recently SAG-AFTRA and WGA members from all throughout Philadelphia and farther came together to protest the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. It's been 6 decades since actors and writers last joined forces at the 1960 SAG strike to fight for equitable residuals and fair compensation. Today, they're striking for a different reason. The companies represented by AMPTP refused to agree to a deal that would solve the issues of wages for cast and crew, AI, and being able to sustain a living between jobs.
So they're really trying to, monopolize things and make it more of a containment for themselves. There's a lot of greed in Hollywood, a lot of greed.
Nikolai Zanuck, Philadelphia's local president of SAG-AFTRA and actor herself, shares the same sentiment as other SAG-AFTRA members.
87% of our members make less than $26,000 a year. That is just under the threshold that it takes to qualify for health care. It's a labor issue.
There's a kind of an idea that people have that if they see someone on TV or in movies, they must be rich. That everybody that they've ever seen, on a screen has got to be incredibly wealthy, and we all have private jets and limousines. Not true. We work for sometimes it winds up being minimum wage almost, depending on what job you have in a production.
Than real people demanding real contracts, demanding real compensation, demanding the respect that all human beings working around the world demand.
One of the major concerns is the introduction of new artificial intelligence technologies. Production companies have developed methods to scan an actor's appearance and voice, and with the help of AI, use their likeness however companies want, and the actors are being offered a single day's pay.
Necessarily sure what was going on with streaming, and especially with the prevalence of AI now threatening to take away human actors and human writers. These are new issues, and so with any contract, it's all contextual, and the context has changed. I actually did work a job where I was very young in the industry, and they recorded me reading, I think, like a half-hour long of some history documentary, and at the time they had told me that it was just for if they needed to do a pickup of my voice for a commercial. And I thought, okay, that makes sense, then I wouldn't have to come back in. What I didn't realize is that they can be using my voice now in perpetuity, and that's completely unfair and unjust because that's work that I should be getting paid for.
Technology is here. It is evolving. I'm asking to evolve with it. And for that, I'm asking to give permission of my image and likeness, and I would like to use technology to evolve what I do. I'm also asking to be compensated for the work that I do.
Another issue is the effects of streaming on actors' wages. Before streaming services were introduced, actors would get paid through royalties, meaning that actors were paid based on how many views their show or movie had. With the addition of streaming services, actors aren't paid nearly as much as they once were. However, platforms make a lot of money and haven't increased actor pay.
Most recently, there was a very historic strike where, they got residuals, they got health insurance, they got basic human rights. So it's really important that they're back again, especially the people who are far older than I am, who unfortunately are back in this heat picketing.
There are people that were nominated for Emmys that have told their story. They work on The Bear or whatever show that are currently working a side hustle job while they write on Emmy-nominated shows. There's something wrong.
They're out of touch with the idea that they're making billions of dollars in profits, and we are not benefiting from that. They benefit greater and greater and greater, and then our prosperity gets less and less and less. We're just fighting for an equitable piece of that pie.
Through these strikes happening across the country, SAG-AFTRA union members are fighting for a fair contract. As of today, a final resolution has not been reached. SAG-AFTRA plans to continue the strike until they feel they've reached a fair deal with AMPTP.